Hi, Mr. Bohr here, and today we talk about key spikes. So the first thing you will ask, what is he talking about? Mainly, the point is that we use it here in this video to trigger a multiband compressor in expander mode to get rid of bleed from other tracks. So let's say we got these raw tracks here. What we want is to become a clear and transparent, but also a punchy mix. So first thing is we copy the tracks that we want to work with because of the bleed. And in this case, it is the kick, the snare, also the tom. Then we create synths from these tracks routed to the original tracks. But this has to be a sidechain signal, so please check this. So next we place the plug-in trigger on each of the keyspike tracks and use a keyspike signal, basically sounding like this. So now we switch over to the audio tracks and make sure that all is set up right, so you can hear the difference. So here are the drums. Let's mute all of the non-shell tracks, so you now can hear the bleed in these tracks. And I will show you how it sounds with the processing of a trigger and the multiband compressor. Yeah, so now let's move to the individual tracks. So here on the kick drum you can see the multiband compressor, and you see I use it in different frequencies. And make sure you are in expander mode and the sidechain signal is coming in. So to do that you have to enable this external button. The reason why I do this is that I can set up attack and release different, so that means I can take a shorter release for the low frequencies to create some space. Yeah, so let's add the snare track, and here we have the same options like on the kick or on the tom. Maybe you want to play around with the cross frequency. But let's go a little bit into detail with this part here. You have to make sure that things like ghost notes or lower volume hits are not getting lost. So the first option is that you set the input of the trigger plugin at the right level, and the other is that you make sure that all important signals are getting triggered in way before you just send it to the trigger plugin, and maybe you use dynamic split for this. So now we set up the right settings in this dialog box, and then we split them. After that I would recommend to work with this so-called dream gate trick that allows us here in Reaper to just work with one simple action we just created in the action list, and you just have to import it and have to set a right shortcut on your keyboard. I will go into detail with the dream gate trick on my next video. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Stay tuned.